Hello, happy Frequency and Flow Friday. This space is devoted to helping you raise your frequency so you can live in optimal flow and alignment. And I'm so happy to be here with you in this space of in between. We are not still in the eclipse, the undoing of the eclipse, and we're not quite yet to that Aries moon, which I am really looking forward to. So who knows what's going on? Maybe you want to just take a moment, even here and now. Let's do that, to just notice what feels electric in your field right now. Not urgent, not loud, but quietly alive. And that is where this energy is. That is where we continue. This is not necessarily going to be a day for answers or a weekend for answers. It's more about awareness. With the moon waxing in Aquarius today, this weekend, think future soul of the visionary. And again, we are standing sort of in this in between. So we have to let ourselves land into that and not try to think too far ahead. The Aquarius Waxing Gibbous, it's a prep for the Aries full moon. So you're not here to necessarily to conform to what's fading. Don't worry. The eclipse had things moving away. Certainly in our household, that's how it's been. But we're here to prep for what's about to catch fire. So how can you think about stretching into the future self? Who is really calling you forward? That's what this is about. And that's why I want to lean into that electric, that hum of innovation. It's time to really plug in, tune in to your own frequency. If you're an Embody One member, check out the Soul Signature guided process. That's a really good one in the library. Okay, so if you're choosing position number 1, and this one popped, I'm going to choose 2. So if you're choosing position number 1, firstly, the 8 of water popped, but I also get the page of water. So if you're choosing position number 1, it feels like there's a little bit of this repatterning of even like you're in a rebel. Aquarius energy is ruled by Uranus. And that's not about rebellion for rebellion's sake, but it's about conscious, heart-aligned disruption. So clearly, you're ready to move forward. What outdated thing is keeping you in a loop? And what systems are you still obeying out of fear that you're going to be too much if you actually break free? So I really want you to think about this weekend. Remember, I'm not asking you to take necessarily any action, but just be aware of, where do I know I want to move on, but yet what is buzzing in my electric field? And I'm going to spark something new. If you're choosing this position, you're ready. You're ready to break free. You've been wanting to break free. You've been ready for a minute. There could even be some relationship stuff on the horizon for you, but it feels really good. And it feels like if you can just let this lead, in the tarot and angel class, we're talking about, too much water and emotion. And what does that mean? So don't let your emotion lead, but let, for now, be aware of what your emotion is asking for, but then know that come full moon Aries early next week, then it's really going to spark something. So in the interim, if you're choosing this position, what outdated thing, loyalty is keeping you in a loop? What are you ready for to really, really shed? And what showed up in the eclipse for you? Let it go. Be like Elsa. If you're choosing position number 2, okay, maybe everybody's going to get, because there's a split card, more water, and it's the 8 of water again that just came up, and also the 6 of water. So this sort of feels like it's similar to position 1, but there's a different resonance. The full moon in Aries is going to be fast. It's going to be fiery. It's going to be bold. But this weekend, it's not for speed. It's a time for listening to our true alignment before a spotlight and spark hits. So how can you tune in to your resonance now so that your actions next week are clean, they're clear, they're really soul-led, they're spirit-led? If you're choosing this position, I would say that there's probably something from maybe you want to look into your South Node in human design. I love doing that. You could look into your South Node in astrology. I love doing that. What is it that you're really moving away from so that you can come into where you're going? There's a sense of collaboration if you're choosing this position, but first, I really invite you to be aware of any childhood things, traumas, old wounding that's going on. This month, I think, is going to really show up for those. Mimi, Gaia Blooming, she's our resident astrologer in Embody One. She certainly brought that message forward that, this weekend, I think a little bit on the 17th, a little bit on the new moon, we're going to have those things that show up, those triggering things. So if you're choosing position 2, be aware of that for the month, but also really lean into, where can I truly, truly let go? And I think that there's a lot around relationships and calling in the collaborations and the partnerships that actually will be helpful for you. And then finally, if you're leaning into position number 3, I'm going to shuffle one, also a split card, the star. So everybody gets 2 positions. You get the 7 of fire. Finally, no water. You get the 7 of fire and the star card. Curious if there's water on the top. Nope. More air, more fire. So it really changes if you're choosing position number 3. Think long term. 7 of fire is really about, I think it's more think long term this weekend. And then when the Aries moon hits next week, you'll really know and be connected to that long term vision and what's really worth sparking. Aquarius rules community. So, but not codependence. So look at, your relationships this weekend. Don't confuse shared vision with shared identity. Use this weekend to clear cords, dissolve cords. Maybe you want to, and there's a big difference between cord cutting and cord dissolving. A big difference. So make sure that you're dissolving the cords. Maybe you want to look at any mimicry patterns that you have. Call your energy back from any places where your uniqueness has been diluted, because you're going to stand more in you, right? You're going to be your own beacon. The energy right now isn't asking, especially if you have your own business. If you have your own business and you're choosing this position, the energy right now isn't asking us to market. It's asking that we magnetize. So use your authentic signaling. Tune into human design for that. If you're in body 1, you know exactly how to do that. And let the moonlight this weekend really help the visionary, support the visionary, the part of you that you've been hiding because it didn't fit the mold. So there we have it. I'm really looking forward to the Aries full moon. It wants courage. But this weekend, we need to just restore clarity, be aware, so that when we leap next week, it's from devotion, not from defense or scarcity or anything else. So right now, we're kind of preparing the sacred ember. It's really about to rise. I am sending you so much love. Have a wonderful, wonderful waxing weekend.